All right, g'day and welcome back to Fly Fish Live. My name's Josh Walker. Today we have an exhibition match for you between Andrew Sloan and from North Island and Eamonn Conway from Ireland. There's a little hiccup, but we are very excited to bring you the new look to the channel for Fly Fish Live after ironing out some tech issues from the first exhibition match. But today you'll see the new head cam view from both competitors. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. And also you can follow us on social media. So Facebook and Instagram at Fishcoin. And also we might be giving away some prizes later on. So make sure all your social media photos that you put up of fish, hashtag FlyFishLive. And so get tagging those hashtag FlyFishLive. And you might find yourself with a prize. So we also want to interact with you guys. So on the show, we want to interact with you guys. If you don't know how to do it or comment on YouTube, it's a bit different to Facebook. I'll tell you how to do that now. So if you're on your phones, iPads or tablets, in the top right-hand corner, you should see 3 dots that are horizontal. You can click on those dots and a drop-down menu will appear. Then click on Open in YouTube and that'll direct you to the chat box and bring up the comments section so you guys can comment down below, and we will answer all the questions, as many as possible. So just once more, let's go over it. So if you're on your phones, iPads, tablets, top right-hand corner, 3 dots, horizontal, click on those. Drop-down menu will appear, then click on Open in YouTube. That will direct you to the chat box, and you'll have the chat box underneath so you can chat to us during the show. We've got Connor Cagney says, best of luck, lads, to 2 great anglers going head-to-head. It's going to be a cracker, mate. And if you're on the computer, it should be pretty straightforward, so I hope you have no problems. We want to say a big shout out to our sponsors for this game. We've got GiveFlix from down there in Australia. For any video work, video editing or anything like that you need, check them out on Facebook, GiveFlix. Brad down there, he's an absolute legend and can sort you out. And we also have Piscari Fly. So any quality flies you need, head over to Piscari Fly, check them out. And they also have not just flies, they have any sort of fly fishing gear to suit your needs. So go check them out, and we want to say a big thanks for coming on board for this match. But righto, let's get into it. We have a special guest joining us today. He's from the land down under, and all the way from Australia, we have Eamonn Sinner. Eamonn, how are you, mate?
Good, buddy. Yourself?
Good, man.
That's all right.
It's great to have you on the show, mate.
Thanks for having us on, mate. Really looking forward to these 2 guys fishing.
Yeah. How long have you been comp fishing for yourself?
Look, I started about 3 years ago. So a mate of mine, Tom Jarman, who's been on this show, he sort of got me into it. So ever since then it's been pretty full on, so I really enjoy it. So it's going to be good to see what this concept's like and see how these boys go, mate.
Yeah, sweet. And now I do believe you have a Instagram account too. What is that one? What's that one called?
Oh, that's just it's just Sinner19. It's not really like a fishing one. It's just something that just with mates, and I just put everyday life on there, mate. So look, I do stuff for Fly Fish Victoria. So you can, if anyone wants to jump on that, we've got an Instagram page, Fly Fish Victoria, and follow our competitions down here.
Nice, mate. So we've got a really good matchup today. We've got Andrew Sloan from North Island up against Eamonn Conway from Ireland. These guys have just come off the back of a fishing competition all weekend, which I think Andrew came second in that competition in Ireland. we saw a lot of fish in Ireland be caught in the first series. Do you think we'll get a lot of fish caught today?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I sort of saw like those type of rivers. They look like they hold a fair few fish, so I'm hoping that we'll see a bit of action, mate.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Let's have a little bit of fun with this one. Let's have a guess on the predicted scores. What's your prediction of the scores in the end? Have a guess.
Yeah. Look, I've actually watched Eamonn on YouTube before, and he seems like he catches a fair few fish. So I reckon he might be up around the 15-20 mark, and
yep.
I reckon Andrew might be around the same mark as well. I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, let's hope for a good match. I'm going to go with I reckon I'm going to say 32-27. I don't know who's going to win yet, but that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Any of you viewers out there, throw in on the comments, put in your guesses, and we'll see who's right. We've got Dave O'Donovan. Hi there. This is going to be very close call. Enjoy it, loads. Nice, Dave. Dave was in the final of Series 1. All right, so let's head on over and introduce the players. We'll head to Andrew. We'll head over to Andrew first. We'll see if we can get him. You there, Andrew?
Yep.
Nice. How are you, mate? How's the weather over there?
Oh, the sun's out. We're flying now.
It was
a wee bit of rain there for half an hour, so.
We thought you were. How's the conditions looking like? What sort of numbers are you expecting? Or
I don't know. It's hard to judge. I can't put a guess on. I'm hoping around 30ish. That's what I'm looking for. So
nice. And what's your setup you've got there, buddy? What setup are you using today?
Two rods set up. Geo, starting off in geo and flatter water, and then as I work into the faster water, I'll be double nymphing.
Yep. Nice. All right. Well, we'll let you get ready and get into position. Remember, you got to start on the bank, and we'll head over to Eamonn. So we'll head on to Eamonn. We'll go see if we can get Eamonn now. You there, Eamonn? G'day, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad, yourself.
Nice. Well, how's your conditions? You far away from where Andrew is, or?
I'd say about 35-40 miles roughly.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just south of the border here on a small river.
Yep. What's the river called?
The tributary of the Castletown system. So it is here in Dundalk.
Yep.
Lovely wee river.
Yeah.
A wee bit lower than what it was there the other day when I was up looking at it, but we walk around it.
Okay, nice. Well, all right, mate. We'll let you get ready as well. I'll head back to Eamonn. We'll head back to not Eamonn, Erhan. I'll get your names mixed up. All right, mate. Looking at these two rivers, what do you think is going to happen? Do you see which river would you prefer to fish? Looking at the two spots that these guys are at.
I've sort of got a good look at. I can see Eamonn's now. Andrews actually didn't look too bad. I actually didn't mind the look of that from the first pick I saw.
Yeah.
And he did say that he's going to double nymph rig some spots, and was it nymph on the dry some spots? Look, if it was looking at that river, it was in Australia. It looked kind of shallow, dry fly type water. So I'd be targeting, up close under the banks and under the canopy and stuff like that. So,
nice.
And then all the pockets, probably single or double nymph rig them, I suppose. So it'd be interesting. I'd be interested to see how they actually fish it. Just to see how different they are to our waters. But yeah, Andrew's water looks really, really cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, let's get in. We'll get straight into the game. How are you guys going? Are you guys set to go?
I'm gonna just nip right in the other side. Hold on.
Today I'm not going to blow the whistle because it'll hurt everyone's ears. So I'm just going to say go, and then I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and then at the end of it, I'll yell out game over, and the Bankview guys, or you guys should be able to hear us, and it's game over. So we'll bring up the clock, 60 minutes, and give us into position. Remember, starting on the bank. All right, are we ready? Set. And hang on, before we start, make sure the bank view, make sure you hold the fish up and say fish. And bank view, you got to say fish as well. And so we know. All right, ready, set, and go. Away we go. The time is ticking. All right, these guys. Let's hope we see some good amount of fish caught here. What do you suspect Eamonn's going to do? He's got a lot of trees to contend with there.
Yeah, it looks quite shallow. So I'd say it looks like he's nymphing by the looks of it. I sort of can't see what he's.
Yeah, he's in this condition with really shallow water and narrow rivers. You yourself, I know you just got into
Fish
for Eamonn.
Yeah.
One for Eamonn.
No, I don't think that was us.
Just got in.
That's what it's Andrew. Fish to Andrew.
That's not.
Andrew,
yeah, that's,
sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
Andrew's on board. Scores are fixed. So with this sort of fishing, mate, can you scare the fish really easily, or while you're walking up upstream, can you get pretty close to these fish?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, obviously you got to be mindful of where you're stepping and walking around, and sort of got to get an understanding of your surroundings. But yeah, you can get pretty close to the fish. So I'm just watching Eamonn fish at the moment. It's sort of that type of water. I can't just trying to make out what technique he's trying to do, but that type of water, I'd looks like good dry fly water.
Yep.
And good nymph under dry type water. So it sort of looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep. So
and Andrew, you can see Andrew starting to fish into that pockety type stuff now. So
I did hear from Andrew earlier conversation that he's going to take it really slow. Well, fish on there.
Fish
for Andrew.
Yep.
2-0. So yeah, I did speak to Andrew, and he said he's just going to sneak up the river because there's a lot of spots where he's got to really, really go. So he's not going to run up the river like we've seen in previous games. He's sort of just going to really, really stick it hard at all these spots. Eamonn looks like he's non-stop moving.
I'm just looking at one of the questions down the bottom, mate, on the chat. One of the guys was saying the cameras look a bit mixed up.
The head cams look mixed. Meander fly.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at it before on YouTube. I'm just.
No, the fish for Andrew.
Yep. Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn. Nice. We'll look into that. But for now,
the fish for Andrew, by the looks of it too. Then
another fish for Andrew. With fishing in Australia, mate, do you guys fish downstream or fish upstream or across, or it just depends on the water?
I think all methods have got their purpose. Yeah. So look, depends. Like if you're in competition, you sort of got to think what the guy before you has sort of done as well. So and you don't want to be too predictable. So if a guy's gone in and fished your beat and he's just double nymph rig, you've got to think, well, the fish might want it differently. So sometimes it's good to maybe just start swinging downstream, fish downstream to them. Just give them like a different angle to
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
I think Eamonn's got a fish, I think.
Fish, yep. He's got a nice trout on. Now, I know that from previous games, the trout aren't that big over there, but there's plenty of them over there in Island Rivers.
Yeah.
a little bit different.
You need to unmute yourself. Sorry.
That's okay. He's good. He's good.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
If anyone's got any questions, fire away. I think the head cams, we've sorted that problem out now. I think they're back in order.
Yeah, they're sorted.
Yeah, they're sorted. So Eamonn, mate, let's not many people have heard of you before. What's your story? You've been in what's your top level that you've sort of competed in?
It's just in the state comps at the moment.
Yep.
Because in Australia it sort of takes 3 years of being right up there to actually make the Australian team.
Yep.
So and just off one season you can make the Commonwealth and Oceania team. So before this COVID, I was hoping that I'd have a chance to get into a Commonwealth or Oceania for the next round for next year. But I don't know now because of the point situation. So we're sort of still. Yeah, I mean, we can't fish at the moment, so don't know where I'm at, to be honest, but that was the plan. So the plan is to, eventually try getting the Australian team. That'd be the ultimate goal. What's that, sorry?
Are you knocking on anyone's door yet?
Not yet. There's a few guys around where I am at the moment, I reckon. But it's just trying to get that consistency like the top guys. I think that we've got so many good angles.
There's a fish there. Andrew Sloan's got a fish.
Yeah. Just the top guys probably just do those 5%ers, the 1 and 2%ers a lot better.
Yeah.
So once we start getting them, hopefully can get up there, I guess.
Nice. It looks like Eamonn's having a little bit of trouble down there. He might have got a tangle. He hasn't got a lot of room down there. These sort of rivers, would you be like trying to bow cast into these sort of stuff, or?
No, like I'm looking at like Andrews is like quite open. So easy casting, and Eamonn's. It looks shallow, but I'd probably, it depends on the time of the year as well. Like if it was a bit warmer, you'd tend to maybe do a bit more single nymph type stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so shallow and fish those pockets and
fish for
right
Eamonn.
up on the bank there. So
Eamonn's just whipped one in. Let's see if we can have a bit closer look at Andrew's head cam. See if we can switch over to Andrew's head cam and just get a better look at the river, if possible. His river's a lot wider than Eamonn's there.
Yeah, it looks a lot slower, and so the only drama with what Andrew's fishing now is that he has to fish it a lot slower, and
Is that because of the
So
waters?
he might not. Well, to fish every bit of that, he's got to fish it a lot slower. He's waiting for his flies to drift down. Where Eamonn's fishing more pockety stuff, so he can probably scoot through it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So being an hour competition, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many fish actually hold in this river, but he seems like he's pretty confident. So I'd say there's fish there. So
Yeah.
But yeah, if it was an Australian type river and we're fishing in summer, you'd probably tend to push more into the same type of water of what Eamonn's fishing.
Yeah. Well, we saw Eamon's just headed up the road a little bit further.
Yeah.
He looks like he's fishing in a jungle.
Yeah, it does. It's not what I expected for an island river.
These sort of things, that sort of river, would you just look for little deep pockets and just fish every deep pocket, or what's the sort of strategy there?
Look, and I only speak for myself. It really depends on like water temperature, water level, where the fish would be holding. If it was say summer, I'm not sure. They're sort of coming out of summer. I'm pretty sure there. So, but yeah, if it was a summertime, I'd tend to fish more of the faster type water, the more oxygenated water.
Yep.
In the colder months, I'd push into the slower type water.
Yeah, I think these guys, their season wraps up this week. Actually, I think Wednesday the season wraps up for Eamonn, and I think Andrew's got a week or two more. But so they are fishing the back end of the season.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, dry fly or nymphing? Or is this a secret that you can't give out to your competitors?
No. Look, I actually really like dry. Like,
fish for Eamonn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just like every other fly angler. I love my dry fly fishing when I'm fishing. I do enjoy fishing nymph under dry.
Yeah.
Fish for Andrew.
Yeah.
Fish for Andrew.
There you go.
See, if you guys can hear us out there when you catch a fish, see if you can hold the fish up a bit higher in front of your face so we can get a quick glimpse of them. It looks like a really, really cool spot that Eamonn's fishing. I'd love to like have a little pot around there.
Yeah, he's it looks really cool.
So
I'm just watching like really he's really fishing that spot really hard. So he must be confident that there's like a fair few fish holding up in there, and being late season.
Fish for Eamonn. 5-all.
Yeah, but being later in the season, if it's the water temps are dropping off, that's the type of water that I'd be tackling. Where Andrew's fishing is that slower type water.
Nice. So these guys have obviously picked the river and the flow of the river for this time of the year. So back in Australia. Fish for Eamonn. Eamonn's just hit the lead, 6-5.
Yeah, he looks like he's found a nice pocket of fish there.
So in that little pocket, now he's caught 2 from there now. Would there, could you expect to see 3 or 4 fish in the one hole? Or
yeah, just in that nice little pocket there, like that's it's definitely worth fishing that quite hard, and then possibly changing your flies over, changing bead colour or something like that, just to give him something different. And he might pull out maybe another 1 or 2.
Okay. Would you use a heavier bead?
Fish for Andrew.
Fish for Andrew. Nice work.
Not really, depending how deep it is, and he's only like shin height, and he doesn't look like he's very tall, so it doesn't seem like it's deep there. So no, I'd still fish light going in there, but yeah, I'd just change, just give the fish something different, so they haven't seen anything.
Try and spark.
I think we give trout, like, you know, they're only fish really, so so just give them something different. You know, it's like anything. You know, you keep getting the same thing. You know, you get sick of it.
We've got Liam Oates. Said 2 fine anglers, both performed brilliantly on the weekend. Yeah, they're just coming off the back of it. Well, it looks like is it Andrew who's got a fish on?
Yeah, it looks like he's
he's got
fish for Andrew.
Fish for Andrew.
Yeah.
Nice work. Looked like a half. Nice fish there. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying?
So it looks like he's starting to do a bit more nymphing, Andrew. So
yeah.
Oh, beautiful! That's a nice fish.
How long? I see. Like, it's a 1 hour game. How long would you give one spot? Look like Eamonn's got another one on there? Or? Not sure. Eamonn's still in that little pocket there, and it looks like he's come across the other side.
And he looks like he's stuck in a tree, or he was stuck in a tree, but I'm not sure. He could be just giving the fish another angle of the fly, so he's, you know, showing the fly in a different way. That sometimes can induce a take.
Yeah. So that's one advantage Andrew's got in this one. There's no trees. Or not many trees.
There's no trees. And I reckon, like, obviously I don't know how many fish are in that river, but it's like looking at the water Andrew's fishing, it's kind of predictable that where they'd be sitting. So if you're fishing a river that's, you know, got a good head of fish, he's got some good water there. Like, I'd love to fish that water. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was mentioning Liam Oates. He's mentioned the 2 fine anglers both performed brilliantly on the weekend, and they just come off I think it was Thomastown fly fishing competition, and I believe that Andrew got second, I think he was saying, and Eamonn finished a little bit further down the leaderboard, but I think there was a lot of fish caught over there. And I know the Irish are mad keen about their fly fishing and their competition fishing.
Oh, well, yeah, if you got water like that, I can see why.
Yeah. Now, if you air hunt, if you had any advice to anyone that's thinking about fly fishing competitions, if they're out there just as a novice angler, just learning and stuff, and they're thinking about getting into fly fishing competitions, is there any advice or anything that you'd say to them that might, you know, give them an idea of anything in competitions?
Look, I think as most anglers want to learn, I guess, and it's just if you can get past the competing factor, because I think a lot of people sort of find it a bit daunting, and especially most anglers are type of, you know, most guys are sort of blokey blokes, so they don't want to lose or get shown up, you know what I mean. So if they can get past that, it's just an awesome way of learning how to catch lots of fish. And I know in Australia, you know, the guys that you compete with and the girls that you compete with are, you know, it's just an awesome weekend away. Like, it's it's a lot more than just the competition stuff. It's the camaraderie shit, and it's.
Is it good to like? Does it make you like challenge yourself more? If you go into competitions, like just thinking about just challenging yourself instead of everyone else around you, does that give you
it does. It's definitely a good way to challenge yourself, especially between the years.
Fish for Eamonn.
Yeah, just between the years, it's like you just learn so much. But the experience you get just from going to one competition and fishing with these, with some of these guys, they're just class acts. So it's it's almost like fishing for a year, one competition. I reckon the amount that you learn, you can't beat it.
Yeah. Now I did see you in the World Champs down in Tassie, which I didn't actually realise it was you, but we bumped into each other. But you had the pleasure of helping out the French team down there in Tassie. That would have been an experience.
Yeah, I try to keep that one low key, mate. I didn't want the Aussie boys knowing too much what I was doing.
Oh, cat's out of the bag. Sorry, mate.
No. They all knew. Look, it was they were all really the guys that are in the team. They were all really supportive. So it was good. But just the experience and to be able to for someone that's trying to get at that level with the Australian team, to get that experience with the French guys was pretty awesome. And just to see the way they prepare before a big competition like that was really cool. So it's something that I won't forget.
Yeah, if those people that are watching don't know that the French actually won the World Championships down there in Tassie, it was one competition to never forget with the weather.
Yeah.
If anyone watching out there has got any questions, any questions you want to throw to Eamonn, just comment them in the comments section. And
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn. It is a close one. We had Dave O'Donovan said that it was going to be very close, too close to call, and it's now 7-8. And I'll correct myself. If anyone got any questions for Erhan, not Eamonn, very similar. Just comment them below, and we'll get the questions onto him. But we could probably talk to Eamonn as well. But if we can have a look at if we can switch over to Eamonn's head cam. If we can get over to Eamonn's head cam. Fish for Eamonn. He's hit 9. It looks like he's down and hiding under those bushes in this sort of river. Yeah. Where would you find the trout?
In Eamonn's or Andrews?
In Eamonn's, would you be looking under the bank? Or?
Yeah, well, it's funny because it looks like
fish for Andrew.
It doesn't look like he's been too spaced out. It's like you find fish and you get 1 or 2 and then he'll move on type thing.
Yeah.
But looking at that, looking at the water, as I said before, right under those canopies is where you'd be looking for fish to be hiding. So you got seams running along those high banks as well. So, the food's going to be drifting down there. So that'd be the obvious spot where you'd be fishing. And it's good because it's a tight sort of river, so you can sort of angle yourself on the other side and, cast your flies up to the other side and get a nice drift along those edges.
Yep. Here's one for some novice anglers. Here's
Fish for Eamonn.
Hang on, Fish for Eamonn. He's just hit double figures.
Yeah, he's going well now. It sounds like he's starting to get his groove going.
Yeah, we've got 38 minutes to go. Yeah, so here's one for the novice anglers. Like, if you're in this sort of position and you're not getting many fish, and you got water a bit like Andrew's got there, and you're not seeing rising fish, would you still put a dry fly on to give it a go? If you're not seeing rising fish, would you still plop a dry fly out there, see if it would spark them? Or would you stick with the nymph?
Yeah, look, his type of water, like if that was back home where we are, I'd nymph under dry that fish. I'd fish a nymph under a dry, and I'd just fish it quite thoroughly. But being in this sort of competition with 1 hour to fish, I'd be trying to find more water that's probably moving a little bit more where I could find fish stacked up, I guess. So that's what I was saying. Like, you must be confident that there's a lot of fish in these in this slower type water.
Yep. We've got Liam Oates just replied to what we said about there's a lot of fish caught. There was actually fish for Andrew. Yeah, Liam said there was over 4,000 trout caught over the weekend.
Yeah, right.
So
was that? Do you know if that was over like in one river? Was it one river comp or?
No, I couldn't tell you 100% about that competition. But if you head on to, I know Piscari Fly was running it, and if you head onto their Facebook page, you'll be able to check out all the details there.
Yeah.
So it looks like we've just lost a head cam.
Yeah, we've lost.
We can still keep chatting though. We'll bring the head cam back up as soon as possible. So it's only one fish in it at the moment. So we'll just bring the head cams back in. So I'll bring in Andrew. So we'll be with you shortly. The scores are still 9-10 in favour of Eamonn. And I think we are back at it. I think we're back in order now. You can still see what's going on there, mate. What's Eamonn hasn't moved far?
I've sort of lost picture here, mate, as well.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll
the YouTube's gone.
Yeah, back on the Zoom call, you'll be able to see what's happening. We'll just get this fixed on YouTube. Andrew Bank. So Bank, putting waiting room. All right. So I think we might be back if Andrew Bank there. But the score is still looking at 9-10. And sorry about this, but we just lost connection on one of the cameras. We're about to come back on, and Eamonn still hasn't moved. He's still sitting there under the trees. All right, we're back. We're back on.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Eamonn's really challenged himself here with a fly rod.
Yeah, he's cute. He's like fishing really pokey type water, isn't he? Yeah, it's probably not the river that I'd be choosing, like a type of river that I'd choose back home to be doing a competition in, but it must hold a lot of fish.
It must do.
I've seen a lot of his a lot of his YouTube stuff, and it's quite cool. So, and he does fish a lot of pokey type rivers.
Yeah. We've got Dave O'Donovan just on the comments section. He wants to ask Andrew's cameraman, is Andrew using the same nymphs as he was yesterday? If you can hear me.
I think one of them is anyway.
I think one of them is. If he came second, I reckon he'd definitely have the same one on somewhere. And also to answer someone's question about what rivers was it on, it was actually on the Nor River.
The Nor River, yep.
Yeah, over there in Ireland. So we've got 30 minutes to go. And it's still 10-9. So over there in Australia, mate, I know the restrictions are pretty tough on you guys at the moment, especially down there in Victoria. Are you allowed to? What's your fishing conditions? Are you allowed to get out fishing?
Eamonn's got a sea trout, I think.
Eamonn's got a fish.
Sea trout.
Sea trout.
Yeah, right. Yeah, mate, just back with those, in Melbourne Metro, it's sort of different to regional areas, so we're not allowed to fish yet, being in Melbourne, unfortunately.
Yep.
So hopefully another 3 weeks and we'll be allowed to be out on the water. There we go. Eamon got a nice one.
Fish for Andrew. It is a close one, both in double figures now, 10-11, and we've just past halfway. Can you see yourself in this type of competition, mate?
Yeah, I can actually. Like, it's just, as I said to you before, like you get that, and a lot of guys that I knew before I started competing said once you get in, it gets your hooks on you, and just watching this, I'm like, I just want to be out there competing. Right?
You're ahead of one.
Is that fish on? No. Yeah, fish on for Andrew. Fish for Andrew scores a level. Now we've got a question come in from Ben Carden from nice from Ben Carden. He's from Meander Flyco. He said he wants a question for you, Eamonn. What are your rivers to go to in Victoria? What's your go-to river that you like to go to?
I've got two. There's two that are my favourite rivers. I'm kind of biased because I love the Goulburn River, which is about an hour and a half from Melbourne. I've got a place on the river there, so I really love that one. And the other would be the Midda. It's in the northeast, high country. It's in the middle of nowhere. And it's,
reception.
No reception, unfortunately, which is kind of a good thing, I guess, because then that way the wife can't call you while you're fishing.
Well, don't put yourself in a bit of trouble here, mate.
No, so they'd be my two
We know all the
favourite
tricks of the trade, don't worry.
We've got a lot of good rivers.
Eamonn's partner just said they know all the tricks of the trade over there.
I like that well, mate.
I bet they've heard them all. We should have.
Well, this COVID-19 thing sort of played my hand. The wife wants me out of the house.
She wants you out of the house.
Yeah.
So good.
So it's equal at the moment. So the boys are
Eamonn's just scored another one, so it's 11-12.
It's got another one, yeah. 12-11.
Fish for Eamon.
Fish for Eamon. 11-13.
Yeah, I think like the scores being the way they are and the water type that Eamonn's fishing, like he's got to be happy with that because you got to be on the job, and he's just got another one. So
with watercolor, is it when you go on to fish a river, the watercolor? Do you like it really, really clear, or is it better to be just a little bit murky, or just for people that don't really know these sort of techniques or what to look for?
I think depends how much colour, but sometimes when there's a little bit of colour in the river, it sort of you can get up closer to the fish.
Yep.
With
that,
yeah.
We've got a question. Ben Carden's just said, no reception usually equals good fishing experience.
Yeah, he's on the money there. Yeah, that's
with the murkier water. Would you use a brighter fly, something a bit brighter or darker, or does that make a big difference?
I know guys like to use like darker flies.
Yep.
Yeah, I sort of, I don't know. For me, what works well in our rivers is flies that have a bit of movement in them.
Fish for Eamonn, yeah.
Moving them and just animating the fly. That's probably my thing. But I know guys, they'll fish like maybe downstream a woolly bugger or something like that, black woolly bugger, or
Andrew's got fish for Andrew.
Yeah, fish like sort of junky type flies, I guess, as well. Like your squirmies, your mop flies, and stuff like that. But I tend to my go-to flies in murkier type water are flies that like have a bit of movement in them, I suppose. And then you just play around with your bead colours.
Yeah. What's your favourite fly for the rivers? If you had one fly to use, if you had to pick one, and that's all you're allowed.
I don't think you can, and probably every angler would say the same thing. I don't think you can go past a pheasant-tailed nymph. You can fish it everywhere in the world, I guess.
Yeah. There's
so many variations of it. Yeah, that'd probably, if I wanted to catch fish, that'd be the fly that if I went to a river that I'd never fished before, that'd probably be the first thing I'd put on, I reckon. It just seems like every
fish for
every angler in the world's got it in their box.
Yep.
But yeah, that'd be the go-to. Yeah, I'm really loving the way Eamonn's fishing at the moment. He's like real technical type fishing. He's on the money at the moment.
Fish for Eamonn.
Another fish there. If we can head over to Eamonn's head cam, we get a bit better picture of where he looks like he's down there on his knees, and where he's aiming. He looks like he's aiming at that little fast pocket water.
Yeah, just on the other side. So on the other side there, you can see that nice bit of pocket water there, and it's got a nice little current coming through there. And it's a nice bank, so you'd probably think there'd be a few fish sort of stacked in there. He hasn't really moved from there. I'm not sure. It looked like he got like one or two fish out of there already. So,
I'm not sure about, but Andrew hasn't. I don't know if Andrew's changing flies, or if we head back to the main screen, and I think Eamonn's just going to sit there at that pocket by the look of
it. Yeah. And as I said before with Eamonn, it's the fish that he's caught, like they haven't been spread out. He's really got one or two fish, three fish sometimes in one spot.
Yep. And he's been pulling 2 or 3 out of one little hole, and then he'll find another hole with 2 or 3. It hasn't been like singles, has there? The trout sort of.
No.
The trout.
I mean, we probably looking at how shallow it is. It probably makes sense too that the fish will be stacked up in the good water. Yeah.
So in those little rivers, they tend to swim in pairs and sit together in little small groups instead of singular.
I think they just sort of go in the best spot where they can sort of survive and where the food is, I guess. Yeah. And then I mean, you look at where he's at the moment. It's ankle deep water. So and then on the far bank where he's putting his flies, it's a lot deeper and there's a nice canopy there. So and that's where the food, you can see that water, the faster water, sort of pushing along that bank. So you can see that's where the food's going to be. So there's no reason for him to be where he is.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's like I was saying before. Trout. I think we give them too much credit. They're so predictable. So just, especially in rivers.
Yep. Looks like Eamonn's changing flies down there, unless he had a little knot.
He's either. He could be just changing like bead colour as well if he's confident on that spot. To maybe give him something else. He's put a few drifts through there.
In your experience, if you caught a trout on one bead colour and then let the trout go, and you change bead colour, would that same trout take it again if it was a different colour? In your experience, is that something that people in competitions try, or?
Yeah, look, a lot of guys, I know myself, sometimes you'll be staying nymphing and you'll throw your flies in the water and you'll feel like a quick tap.
Fish for Eamonn.
The fish hasn't actually committed to taking the fly, and you get that thought process in your head and you're like, all right, I'll put the same fly on but maybe change the colour of the bead, and you put it back in and the fish will commit. And that's just like, just a reaction thing. So, it's definitely worth changing. It makes your fish a lot more efficient too.
Yeah. We've got Andrew.
Yeah, it looks like Eamonn's re-rigging by the looks of it.
Yeah, looks like he's got a bit more faster water up in front of him, I think.
Yeah.
Fish for Andrew.
100% sure. Fish for Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah.
There's still all the other games that we've had before. There's still, at the moment there's 4 fish in it, and that could turn in like 1 minute. We've seen.
Yeah, well, you look where Andrew's actually fishing along that tree line there. You can see it looks like a tree or a log in the water there. It's like a nice seam. It's a nice sort of fish holding spot as well.
Yeah.
And Eamonn's back in it
Fish
now as well.
Fish for Andrew.
Yeah.
Like we said, now it's back to 3.
Yeah.
Now we know the competitors, because they got the head cams on. They can actually hear us. So I don't know if this will add to the pressure, knowing the scores. we have 17 minutes to go.
Can you just ask Andrew? Is there any way we can ask Andrew what method he's sort of using at the moment? I just can't.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn. Let's just.
Looks like he's
see if
sort of nymphing at the moment.
Double nymphing at the minute.
Yeah.
Double nymphing. Yeah. So we can actually talk. If anyone's got a question for the actual competitors, stick it in the comments section, and we'll try and get the question over to them while they're live out in the river.
And so, can Eamonn hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Eamonn, are you finding that the fish are in your river? Are you finding the fish are more stacked up? It seems like you're finding them in pockets, like the 1s, 2s, and 3s type thing.
I think Eamonn's
Yeah.
mic's off, but that's okay. But I think he can communicate with the bank view.
Yeah, he's telling me what he's too far away from here. So
Fish for Andrew.
Fish for Andrew.
Andrew's got another one.
15-18.
That's 15-18, Andrew.
3 the difference. Andrew, we've got 15 minutes to go, or just under 16 minutes to go. Andrew, what flies are you using? Are we allowed to ask? No comment.
No, he's giving you the silent
He
treatment.
can't hear you, but he's probably got a perdigon and a pheasant tail, I would think.
Yeah. Right. They the go-to flies over there in Ireland, or
There, another fish for Andrew.
another fish for Andrew? Yep.
No, well, same as anywhere else. Perdigons, hare's ears, pheasant tails. Fish for Andrew again.
Yeah. Fish for
Yeah,
Andrew
he's
again.
fishing really good water at the moment. That's what I was saying before. That seam along that other side looks like it'd hold a good number of fish.
Yeah, it looks like Eamonn's going a really little fast, tight spot there. Would you stop and fish any of that? Or
Yeah, I would, because it's kind of lowish type water what he's fishing. So you'd put a single nymph through it. But I mean, there's only 15 minutes to go, so I'd
Fish for Andrew.
yeah,
tend to rush through
fish
it,
for
I
Andrew.
guess.
Now it's back. Scores are level. I think Dave's pretty good at this one. Said it was going to be close. I'm not sure if they'll get to my score, 27-32, but
Fish for Andrew.
Close to my score though, mate.
Fish. It is very close. We got Andrew's just hit the lead.
That's
Yeah,
in the lead now.
you look at that. You just look at that water that Andrew's fishing, and it just looks like it'd hold a good number of fish.
We had all right. Yeah, who is going to win from here? I put up a couple of polls on a couple of different social media pages, and there was a lot had their hopes on Eamonn was going to get up. The one post had 60-40 to Andrew, and the other one, there was one
Fish
that
for
had
Andrew.
Fish for Andrew. Another one had 70-30 to Eamonn. So
he hasn't moved, Andrew. He's come from he's probably got about 7 fish out of that spot.
Out of that one spot.
Yeah, I think he was on about 12. So,
yeah, so if he's pulling fish out of there, would you just stay there for as long as you? How long would you give that one spot?
fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
It doesn't seem like he's. I mean, he's pulled a fair number of fish out of there, and he hasn't changed flies or done anything different. So, I mean, until it's slowed down, I'd probably change flies and give it another quick hit.
Yep.
And if it wasn't producing, then I'd just move on. But yeah, but, you always,
Andrew.
if you've got 10 fish out of there, there's likely to be another 10 in there.
Yep.
Fish for Andrew.
Yeah, got that one. Fish for Andrew.
Another 2 there.
Fish for Eamonn.
2, was it? Fish for Eamonn. It's 22-20. If you guys catch another one, see if you can hold the fish up a little bit higher in front of the camera. See if we can get a good look at it. But this is coming down to the wire now. This one, it's only like we got. They're just under 12 minutes.
They're both fishing really well. It's the cool thing is that they're fishing 2 different types of water. One's a bit slower, and one's fishing more pockety type water. And it's so it's really cool, just to see there's 2 different sort of tech. I mean, they're both nymphing, but it's really different. So, and they're producing the same amount of fish.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
Eamonn's got one.
Oh, nice little one, little Goldie. As a competitor, Erhan, watching this type of show, do you learn from watching this show just by picking up on different people in different countries, the way they fish?
Yeah, I think you can learn. I mean, you can learn off every type of angler, but especially guys in different countries. You watch how they fish, and you can definitely learn different techniques, and then try and add it into your game.
Yeah,
and it might work, it might pay off, but it's definitely some. I mean, watching these guys, they haven't really done anything too different, but watching like some of the Finnish guys the other day fish that river, was insane. Like just the way they were presenting the flies. It's not something that I'd do the way they were fishing. So
we've got a close one on the money here. It's we've got 10 minutes to go and 12 seconds, and one fish the difference. It's 22-21. So
I don't know, but the water that Andrew's starting to walk into is looking really good.
Fish for Eamonn. Scores a level. And don't forget, if it comes down to a draw, it's whoever caught the first fish in the game, and that belonged to Andrew Sloan, I think, from memory.
Yeah, Andrew, I think, got the first two.
You pulled the first one.
So it's level at the moment, isn't it?
Scores a level, 22 each.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn, not anymore. It's 23-22.
Jesus.
So this is where the pressure comes on, and
the way they're going, I reckon they might get to your score, mate.
There's nice few quick ones in there.
Yeah.
Is that Eamonn's got a couple of chook around him? Couple of spectators. Who are you going to back from here, mate?
Yeah, I was looking at. I'm looking at Andrew's water now, and looking at. Actually, I'll probably go Eamonn, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the underdog.
I'm looking at Andrew's walking up now, looking at his cam at the moment. It looks kind of stilly type water, so.
So you prefer
I just think like Eamonn would be able to move through his water quite quicker.
Yeah.
So if he really wanted to, he could cover a lot more water.
I'm going to go with the underdog then. I'm going to go the other way and have a crack with Andrew. I think he might pull a couple out of a deep hole here in the Silla water.
Yeah.
So with 8 minutes to go, guys.
Yep.
So I see where Andrew's fishing. You'd really hit those banks. They in that slower type water.
You'd really push the banks, would you?
Yeah, that far bank over there looks like a nice one. And under that tree where on the side he is as well, you'd throw some flies.
What was that one? It hit the tree.
Trout came off when it hit that tree.
the joys of fly fishing. Yeah, so we got 7 minutes left, and the score is 24-22. And on that sort of water that Andrew's in, do you think that on the sides of the banks, is that where the sort of gutters run? Is usually on the sides of the river, or is that why you fish the sides?
What's that? Sorry, say again.
Is that why you fish the sides of the bank, or is it because that's where usually the food flows down on that sort of type of river?
Yeah, depending on the layout of the river, but yeah, generally you will see. I mean, in Andrew's one, you see on that bank on the other side, that's more the deeper type water, and you can see like it looks like the seam sort of pushing along that. So, obviously that's where the food's going to be drifting down. So that's where he's fishing. I mean, I'd still throw on his left-hand side where that tree is. I'd still throw a couple of flies under there just to see, but it kind of looks kind of shallow by the looks of it.
Fish through there.
Another fish for Andrew.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for him.
Neck and neck.
He's got his mates there with him.
If we go back to if we can head over to Eamonn's head cam and just have a look what he's got to contend with there in those trees. He hasn't got a lot of water to work with, but he's pulling fish out of there. I wouldn't even think to try in those little pockets. So we have not
Fish
long
for
to go.
Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
On Eamonn. Yeah, as we were saying before with Eamonn, the good thing about the water is fishing is that
fish for Andrew.
fish
Was that fish for? Hang on. Was that a fish for Andrew? Fish for Andrew. Yep, got that one.
Yep.
We'll head back to the main screen and. Yeah, so we've got just under 5 minutes, guys, and the score is 24-26. What score did you give me at the start of the game, Eamonn?
I said they'd both get around the 20 mark. They've gone past me.
It's going to be tight. 2 fish in it with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Yes.
This actually makes me want to get out in the river and have a fish.
Oh, yeah, mate. I'm itching to get out. And it's hard too because the regional boys have been sending us photos bloody all the time. So,
and it's just coming in.
Us metro guys can't fish.
It's coming into the prime river season over there, isn't it?
The river's close to Melbourne. Fish really good early season. I mean, they fish really well all season, but you seem to get a lot of fish early season. So.
Yeah,
and we're missing it. We're missing it.
For just under 3.5 minutes to go. There's 2 fish in it. What would you try here if you were Andrew? 2 fish down, 3 minutes to go. That's only 2 casts. Would you just keep casting and moving, or?
Yeah, well, you look how he looks like he's got about 30 metres.
Fish for Andrew.
That water on that. Yeah, it looks like he's got about 30 metres of good water on that far edge. So I'd just keep fishing that. There's got to be fish there, and it looks like it's shooting in from that riffly stuff above. So there should be some more fish there, but it looks like he's moved on. So.
I'm not sure if was that a fish for Andrew just before he started running. I thought
I heard something, but I didn't see anything.
2.5 minutes to go, guys.
Yeah.
We've got Andrew's bank cam. Was that a fish he caught just before he took off?
No.
No? Okay, yeah, I just corrected it. Still 2 fish down, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So Eamonn's come to a nice little pocket again. Would you just be casting and moving in this?
Look, I mean, with 2 minutes to go, you'd rather be fishing. You'd probably rather be fishing Eamonn's water just for a confidence thing. I'd be confident that there'd be fish in those pockets.
Yeah. In Andrew's position, would you just cast and keep moving, or would you just find a pocket and just hammer it for the last 2 minutes?
It's hard because the drift is so slow, so you got to sort of let the drift finish.
Fish for Andrew. One fish in it. And we have
Eamonn, Andrew.
1.5 minutes and there's one fish.
1.5.
Yeah. See, in that 1.5 minutes, Eamonn can put in like 50 casts to Andrew's, 10 or 20. Well, there you go, Andrew's got a fish.
Fish for Andrew. Scores a level. I'll be back in a second. Scores a level. And we're under a minute. Scores a level.
That's insane.
that was a big fish that Andrew caught there, because that actually puts him in front. Because he caught the first fish, so that actually put him in front. Yeah, Ben Carden's come on and said it's tight, and so is Dave O'Donovan. He's called it. He said, "Wow, it's very close, neck and neck." We've got 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds.
Fish. Oh. Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn.
Fish for Eamonn. He's got
that's
one.
a big one. That is a really big one. We have 15 seconds to go. This is, if Andrew catches one, he'll snatch it, because he caught the first one.
Yeah, he will.
5 seconds. 3, 2,
Fish for Eamonn.
1, and game over. That's it. Game over.
Well done.
Awesome stuff. I'll tell you what, that was very, very close game. Phil Hodgson's just come on, close game with the Bears. Wow.
That was awesome.
That was insanely close once again. A lot of these games have come very, very close. And it looks like we've got Andrew's come up to the he's up there already. We might cross over to Andrew and have a quick chat with him. Andrew, how are you, mate?
Oh, not too bad.
I'll tell you what, man, that was very, very close, buddy. You got back. You come back from like 4 or 5 fish down, and there at the end with a minute to go, you were in front because you had the first fish on. You caught the first fish in the game, and it was scores a level. It was awesome to watch.
The bit of water would have come back in there. That was sort of what I was expecting, maybe towards the bottom. A few fish just weren't doing it for me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
did you
29,
did you get many takes, mate? I couldn't. Or did you convert with most of them?
No, when I was fishing the geo, for whatever reason, I was missing a few fish that were coming very, very quick to it, just in the slower water. So the rivers are lower from when I practiced on it, so maybe they're just coming up a wee bit quicker. Just, and I was missing a few. So
yeah, was that in the spot where, because there was a spot where you got like 7 fish? It was on
before that, towards the start of the match, I was missing a few fish more. I probably had a few extra, but I never even touched them whenever I struck.
Yeah. No, well done, mate. You fished really well. That was cool.
Yeah, well done, buddy. What flies were you using? Can we ask?
Oh, me? Oh, that was a fancy Frenchie, a fancy pheasant tail.
Yeah. Nice. Did you change your flies? We didn't see you change flies much. We thought we changed once there. Did you change it all, or were you just? I
changed a couple of times. Just it was I actually went a wee bit heavier, and that's what made the difference. Picking up a few more fish, better takes, fishing heavier flies.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What size bead were you using? 3 mil?
At the last, it was a 3 mil and a 2.8.
Yeah.
But
3.8, did you say?
Before that, I was using a 2.8 and a 2.5, and then a 2.5 in the geo rod.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nice. All right, awesome job, mate. 26 fish. Was that what you were looking?
Probably.
For?
I was looking around 32 to 35 fish.
Yeah. Happy with the score.
There was a couple of places where I felt I didn't get as many fish as I should have got. So.
Yeah. Awesome. And how's the new head cam set up? Are you comfortable with it?
Yeah, I was comfortable. Yeah, I didn't know it was on. I held up a few fish. Were you able to see them?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
saw
nice.
him. They were good
Yeah,
fish.
we did see him. Nice stuff. Awesome. We'll just switch over to Eamonn. We'll just head over to Eamonn. Eamonn, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, mate. Congrats, man. See if you can come like a little bit closer so we can hear you a bit more. But, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, awesome job, mate. 28 fish. You nailed 2 fish there at the end.
Hard going.
Hard going. You gave yourself a challenge there, buddy.
Yeah, I tell you, I love this wee river. I fish here, not a lot, but I know it fairly well. And I thought I would have got more fish. I was like, where I started off, I only got 1 or 2, and I panicked. I was like, not fishing here. And that's why I just kept running up to the next pool, and I was timing myself just to I had it planned out, and it was tough going. I caught the bushes a few times, and I was panicking. But then once I got settled, I started getting a few fish.
Yep. What can we ask what flies you were using?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that one there now. Something I made up a few weeks ago. It was working fine, so it says I'll stick with it. And then a small perdigon I made up in 2016, and I've been using it since, and I catch fish everywhere I go with it, So
yeah,
it's a wee perdigon, black perdigon with fluorescent fire orange ribbon. Very good.
Nice, mate. Well, awesome fishing from both of you guys. Congrats on the win, and it was awesome to see you guys come in. You must have been all warmed up after the weekend's fishing in Thomastown.
Yeah. Bit tired.
And
you both knackered, I reckon.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for jumping on board in this exhibition match. Really enjoyed watching you guys fish, and awesome to see the Irish rivers over there and the numbers that you guys can pull over there. And thanks to your cameraman that they did a brilliant job. The bank view cameraman did an awesome job there, keeping you guys on screen. Awesome stuff, guys. Thanks heaps for your time and your effort. And we will see you guys in the series 2.
Hopefully, yeah.
Nice. We're looking forward to it. So don't hang up yet. We'll head back. We'll head over to Eamonn. Eamonn, mate. What did you think of that,
buddy?
one?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. It was it was really cool just to watch the 2 different styles, I suppose, or 2 different types of water that they were fishing. One bloke was fishing the slower type water, I guess you'd say, and one was fishing that more pockety stuff, I guess. And but yeah, just to see how close the numbers were was it was insane. So they fished really well. Both fished really well. Eamonn he'd probably be mentally like fatigued, I reckon, because he was so busy in that pockety stuff. So yeah, no, good on him.
Yeah, let's go back to the main game screen and say a big thanks to everyone that was involved in today's game, and we know a lot of guys are watching and asked a few good questions and enjoyed watching you guys fish. So thanks again for all your time and effort once more, and keep your cameras on until the end, and we'll chat to you soon. But Eamonn, mate, I want to say awesome for giving up your time and jumping on board. You come
no worries, mate. It's been awesome.
Coming with
thank you for
notice.
Inviting us, mate.
No worries. And anytime, we hope to see you probably back in the commentary box again sometime.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Anytime, mate. Love it.
Awesome. Well, big thanks again, and we'll hopefully see you in one of the games coming up in Series 2. Well, hopefully the restrictions ease up on you. Yeah. We want to say a big shout out to behind the scenes man, Brad Gibb from Gibflix. There's a few technical issues again that just got ironed out. We know what's going on, but that is all fixed now. And big thanks to Brad from behind the scenes, and big thanks to our sponsors, Gibflix and Piscari Fly, once again. And we look forward to the new Men's Series 2 coming up in November, Sector 1, which should be an absolute beauty. We've got Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast USA. We won't be far away from announcing competitors. It's pretty even playing field, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And they'll be fighting it out for their spot in September next year over there in Ireland for the World Final. So once again, don't forget to follow us on social media, and give our YouTube channel a like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any of the new shows coming up. And all your fly fishing photos, pictures, make sure you're hashtagging Fly Fish Live, and there could be a prize coming your way. So awesome stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, we'll see you then. Tight lines.